video, I am going to teach you how to create a vintage calligraphy that is commonly used nowadays, especially to those students who need it. First of all, we need a paper. So this is a 240 MSG paper. So this is quite thick than a normal bond paper. So I have here different types of pen, which is the glitter, the acrylic, the white pen, and also the pencil. So let's start off with this mechanical pencil. So using the mechanical pencil, I am sketching my first base. So this is the number one technique that I can share to you guys, to use pencil first in sketching on your plans or ideas before finalizing it to the other pens or to the black pens or any coloring materials. This is also a step to avoid messing up with your final output. So now let's move on to the pen. So I use this glitter pen. This is quite orangey and I don't think that it looks like brown, but it looks like orangey with a soft touch of brown. So I use this as my base. If you are a beginner of doing calligraphy, the first step you need to do is don't apply pressure on the other side, and on the other side you need to apply pressure to make it thicken. So now I am thickening the sides that needs to be thickened, and I also added more shade and darkened it out, of course, to create a gradient pattern or a gradient color. So it's up to you guys on how to thicken it out, but for me, I am thickening out to the left side of my font. So the pen that I am using here is the same as the pen that I used in the first base. I just put layers to it, so it may look like a darker shade of the base and it takes gradient. So just continue applying layers and darkening out the upper part of each letter until you finish. So the number one technique for this is you need to apply light pressure to the upper side of the font so it may create a gradient look. So this is the initial look after adding another layer of the pen. So now let's add more layer, and this is much darker than the other one. So at this point, we are going to use the technique again by applying a slight pressure to the upper part of our font to make it look like a gradient style or a gradient effect. And later on, we will add more layers of its color. Just make sure to apply this dark color evenly to the letters of our fonts. I'm lost in my imagination, and there's one thing that I need from you. Can you come through? So after that, we are going to use the first pen that we had used in our piece to mix it with the darker shade and create a gradient look. As you can see, after adding the lightest shade of our color, the darkest shade really combines with the lightest shade and create a gradient effect. And this is the result. And now, after that, we are going to add shadow to our letter, and I chose the color that suits best for our shadow, and it is the lightest brown. It looks like common to the base of our font, but as you can see, it is much more brownish than our first base, because our first base looks like orangey, and for this one, this looks like a brown. So for this one, I added shadow on the right side of our font, and this is how it should look like, as you can see. And now let's add a outline using a black sign pen. So the use of black button is to precise the shadow of the font to make it clear. Scrolling patiently, it's all the same to me, just faces on a screen. Yeah, I'm trying to realize it's alright
on you. Now I'm shaking, drinking all this coffee. These last few weeks have been exhausting. I'm lost in my imagination, and there's one thing that I need from you. Can you
And after that, let's add some details on the outside of the font, and I use this. It looks like a cloud. You just need to follow the lines of the font. And by the way, the pen that I used here is same as the pen that we used on the shadow of our font. So by the way, this pen is very glittery, so it has glitters on its ink, and as you can see on how I zoom in the picture or the video, it has a glitter effect with the font. And this glitter pen is from Miracle Works, and they sent it to me to try it out. The Miracle Works items, especially their pens, never really disappoint me because their items, their pens, their things are very high quality, although it is much more pricey than other materials, but it is worth it. So I have their acrylic marker from Miracle Works, and also this glitter pen from Miracle Works. So on this part, I am using the darkest shade of pen, like what we used with our gradient effect with the font size, and here we are using it to apply a gradient effect also. So the number one technique in doing a gradient effect style is just using one color, and you just need to apply layers to it so it may look like a gradient style, especially to those pens that is very bendable and easy to use for the beginners also. So just continue following the steps here, just like what I did in the video.
Can you come through? Much to do. Too old for my hometown. Went to bed at noon. Couldn't put my phone down. Scrolling patiently. It's all the same to me. Just faces on a screen. Yeah.
So I am done adding the layers outside of our font. Now let's add a highlight to the letters using the white highlighter pen. So the white pen or the highlighter pen is very powerful, especially to calligraphies, because it makes the letter or the font more detailed. So this is our final look for the first font. Now let's add the second font, and I am just drawing a pop here. Of course, using also the first color we used for our base. So the next one, I am adding outline using the darker shade of the first base, and adding a little bit of outline of the outside, and using the acrylic pen from Miracle Works, we are going to use this as our font. And after that, we are using the highlighter pen for the outline of the acrylic marker. And that's it. This is our final result for our calligraphy tutorial. You can use this calligraphy for projects, portfolios that can be used for vintage design, especially brown designs, and this is very helpful to you guys. That's it. Thank you for watching.